Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Vaibhav. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll just begin in a few seconds from now. Stay connected. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, from joining in from different parts of India and different colleges, institutions, and organizations. Thank you so much for being with me for all these learnings that we do every single Saturday. Our today's speaker, Yunus, is here with me on the screen. Hi, Yunus. Please wave your hand if you can.
Hi, Manoj.
Hi, loud and clear. All audio good? Yes, perfect. Participants, please confirm if you can hear both of us and see both of us. We'll just begin in a moment from now. And I'll just give a brief intro about Yunus before we begin. And this, for some of you who are joining for the first time, this learning session happens every single Saturday at 2 p.m. And we cover, different career options that are available in the industry for pharmacy professionals. And all the speakers like Yunus today, they are experts from the pharmaceutical industry, and all of them are proud pharmacy professionals. And there is a reason why I bring all of them here in these sessions, right? So Yunus, he has done his MS from NIPER, Kolkata, and he started his career in pharmacovigilance from Cognizant, Mumbai. And then he got an opportunity to work with TCS for about 5 years. And for the past 4 years, he has been with IQVIA, Mumbai. He holds the position of Safety Aggregate Report Manager. He comes with more than 10 years of industry experience in pharmacovigilance, and I'm sure he is the right person for helping us understand more about the upcoming career options in pharmacovigilance. So welcome, Yunus. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much for agreeing to help us understand more about pharmacovigilance, and pharmacovigilance being a upcoming career opportunity, and many of our pharmacy professionals interested in this domain. I'm sure this session is going to help them a lot. So thank you so much, Yunus, and please tell us your story first and let us know how you got into pharmacovigilance, how you started your journey, and then of course we'll have the learnings from you from your experience as well.
Sure, Manoj. Thank you so much, Manoj. I will share my screen.
Yes, definitely.
Just confirm once you can see.
Yeah. Yes, the screen is visible. All you need to put is in the full screen mode. That's it.
Okay.
F5. So please let us know, tell us your story, because this is important. Many of the pharmacy professionals will be on almost in the same way how you started got into pharmacovigilance.
So can you see full screen, Manoj?
No, I'm not able to see the full screen yet.
Wait. Let me stop and share again.
Yeah, please stop this sharing and then click on the second screen to show the full screen mode. Your second screen will be in the full screen, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, so now you can share the screen. Perfect.
You can see it, right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
All good.
Okay, thank you so much all for joining this session. And first of all, I would like to thanks to the Manoj because he is really taking a great efforts.
My pleasure.
Because in these days, actually, no one is there to help you without any charges, right? So the today's session is about upcoming career opportunities in pharmacovigilance. So uh, Manoj has already introduced me, myself, Yunus Shaikh, and I did my masters from Naipur, Kolkata. And then I had started my journey. So we'll see my journey as well as different agendas for today. So right now I am a manager at IQVIA. Okay. Okay. So what will be the key content for today's session? First, I will talk about my pharmacovigilance journey, how I started. Then we will see who can join pharmacovigilance jobs. Then what are the key skills needed to get into pharmacovigilance role? Then what is the scope of pharmacovigilance? Then we will talk about different pharmacovigilance job roles that are available in the industry. Then I will also tell you how to prepare for pharmacovigilance interview for both for freshers as well as for the experienced candidates. Then we'll also see the frequently asked questions about pharmacovigilance job roles and career, because I'm sure there are many people who are having questions in their mind and they are finding the solutions, right? And at the end, I will tell you some important sources from where you can learn pharmacovigilance. All right. Okay. So about my education and pharmacovigilance journey. So I did my B Pharmacy from Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University from Maharashtra in the year 2009. And then I qualified GATE and NIPER entrance exam. And then I got the opportunity to do my masters from one of the prestigious institute, that is NIPER Kolkata. So I did my masters in medicinal chemistry, and I have passed out in June 2011. Okay. So that time, this NIPER was very new because, as all of you might be know, NIPER Mohali was the first institute where they have started this national level institute, and after that, I think for today we have 7 or 8 different NIPERs. So that time NIPER Kolkata was very new. So unfortunately, I did not get placement. I think only 1 or 2 companies came there, and only 2 or 3 people got the opportunity to get selected in the through campus interview. So you can see here what is the lesson for you here actually. Okay, so even though I was qualified from NIPER Institute, so I passed out in June 11, but I got my first job in November 11. So after almost 4 months. Why I'm telling you, because most of the freshers get frustrated after trying for some time. Like they will try for 1 or 2 months, and after some time they will get frustrated that I'm not getting the job. So it's not new for you guys. So it is happening for everyone. So it takes time, right? Because academic thing is totally different, and getting job is totally different. Okay. So I started my journey from analytical solutions, and this job role was related with the quality control. Although it was related to my field, medicinal chemistry, but I did not have much interest into this role. But the thing was like I do not wanted to ask for more money from my parents, and that's why I started my career. Okay, because I was there in Mumbai for almost 2 to 3 months there, and even though I was staying with my seniors, but the expenses were high, so that's why I started this job. So after that, uh, so my preference was for pharmacovigilance and IPR job. Okay, so these were my priorities, and simultaneously I was also trying for these job roles. Okay, so when I was in this job analytical solutions, so that time I was simultaneously trying for the other jobs, and so that that time there was interview happening in the Cognizant in Mumbai, and I got to know that there is a walk-in happening, and just one day before the interview, I was in the night shift of this company, and suddenly I got to know from one of my friends that there is opening for the freshers, and so directly from after my shift, night shift, unfortunately. So from my night shift, I directly went to the interview, and almost thousands of students were there. So understand, guys. So this is not a new thing. That's why I would like to highlight these things. Okay, so this is a very common thing. So thousands of students were there, and on the same day, after two, three, and 4 rounds of interview, then I got to know that I have passed all the 3 rounds, and after the interview, like in a week, I got a mail that I got selected into Cognizant. So that time I was very happy that I got the chance into my dream field. Okay. And again, there was one more challenge. So this pharmacovigilance role I got, but that was for the night shift again. But I was ready to take the challenge because, like I said, this was my passion. Uh, so I said okay, because in analytical solution also I was doing the night shifts on a rotational basis. So again, after 3 to 4 months, there was some attrition happens in the Cognizant for the morning and afternoon shift people, and they wanted some of the associates who are well trained. So in, I think, 2 to 3 months, some of us were sign off. Sign off means we were ready to do our jobs. So that time I got a chance to move from night shift to the morning shifts. So this is how uh, I got my routine. Okay. So in Cognizant, then I started my role as a TJDA, that is Trainee Junior Data Analyst. And you can see here for almost 1 year, 8 months, I was there with the Cognizant. After that, then I moved to TCS, and there I got a role of Senior Process Associate. Okay. But again, here, there was a small mistake from my end. So because few of my friends were just switching company, so also I thought, let me switch also. Okay. So learning for you is, don't depend upon your friends. So just check what would be the uh, possibilities in your current company. Okay. For example, suppose you have to see, like, in the next 1 year or 2 year, what could be the possible role in your company, or how you can grow there. Okay. So that's how I went to the TCS. And for TCS, there was almost 5 years I worked there, because I realized my mistake, because switching company again and again is not a good option actually. And TCS is a company like where once you resign, then they will not rehire you. Okay. Uh, Again, after almost like 5 to 6 years, then I realized that I was working in only one domain of the pharmacovigilance, and that was ICSR related thing. ICSR is nothing but individual case safety report. Okay. Where case processing related things and projects were involved. So that time I thought I get stuck into this particular domain only. But I was looking for some more options, because um, although I wanted to continue my career into PV, but I was looking for some more options, or where I can utilize my skills, and where I can grow much better. So that time I was trying for self study, because uh, I was reading for the aggregate report thing, signal and risk management from the different materials available on the internet. Okay. And so theoretically, I was very efficient. Uh, okay. And one day, then there was one notification that there is interview happening in IQVIA for all the roles, including ICSR, aggregate reporting, and signal, and all the roles. So I thought, let's try this one. So I went for the interview, and there I came to know that they are only hiring for the aggregate reporting. And like I said, I was totally prepared theoretically, even though practical experience, I did not had practical experience. And so the expected thing happens in the interview. Like uh, I think out of all the questions, only there was only one question which I did not answer. And after oral test, then written test, then director round. So all these round happens, and I got a chance in IQVIA. So since last 4 years, I'm working with IQVIA, and so currently I'm working with aggregate reporting, signal and risk management role. Okay, so this is how about my education and career journey. Okay.
Yunus, I must say it was an inspiring journey, and many of the pharmacy students who just get disappointed. See, yesterday one of the students, he messaged me saying that she still has 15 days to complete her course, and for the last 3 months she's trying for a job and she's disappointed. She has not completed the course yet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so even after completing the course from a prestigious organization like NIPER, you had to wait for 4 months to get an opportunity. This is something all of us should remember, right? The right opportunity will come only at the right time, and we must keep trying. Thank you so much, Yunus, for that, and then continue. Thank you.
Sure, Manoj. Okay, so who can join pharmacovigilance jobs? So if you are a pharma graduate or postgraduate, like if you have a degree, B Pharm or M Pharm or MS Pharm from NIPER or PharmD, or even if you are a PhD, then you are eligible. But for PhD, I would not recommend this job because um, in terms of growth, PhDs will be equal to all these degree holders. Okay, so for medical doctors, MBBS, MD, BDS, or any medicine related degree, these people are eligible. They can apply for the PV jobs. The next is if you have a graduation or post graduation in these fields like biochemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, botany, zoology, still you are eligible and you can apply. Again, any final year students in any of the above degree, they can simultaneously prepare and keep applying. But for final year student, the condition in most of the companies is they should have the degree certificates. Okay. So it again depends upon their requirement, but generally they ask for the final degree certificate. Okay. Now, what are the key skills required to get into pharmacovigilance? Okay. So the first thing is you should know the pharmacology, drug classification, and their mechanism. Okay. So if you are a doctor or a pharmacy graduate or postgraduate, then definitely this is already covered in your syllabus. But if you are from life science industry, then you have to read about the pharmacology, drug classification, and their basic mechanisms. Because considering you as a fresher, so they will definitely expect these basic things. Okay. Next is you should know the basics of pharmacovigilance. So what could be the basics like what is the pharmacovigilance definition, or what is the adverse drug reaction, adverse event, side effects. Similarly, what is the case validity criteria, what is the event seriousness, causality, labeling, what are the regulatory timelines. So all this information you can get through internet only. So uh, it's not that much difficult. Then you should have a good English and good grammar because when you are working in a pharmacovigilance field, in ICSR also you have to write the narrative where there should be a proper narrative in chronology and with medical cohesiveness. So I'm not talking about the best English you should have, but at least you should have a good English without any grammatical mistakes or with minimum error, I can say. Next is you should have passion for writing because in ICSR there is not much work of writing, but if you move into the aggregate report writing or medical writing, then definitely you should have a passion because you will sometimes you will get complex reports where you have to write thousands of pages. Okay. And last but not least, you should have the analytical thinking because see when you move from ICSR to aggregate reporting, or sometimes in ICSR cases also, the data is very complex, and in that situation you have to analyze that data. Okay. So this thing also you will get after practice. Okay. So these are some of the basic skills that you require. Now, what is the scope of PV? So if we talk about the industries, then we have pharma and biopharmaceutical companies. Similarly, clinical research organizations, BPOs and KPOs. So you will get all kind of pharmacovigilance roles in these companies. Similarly, there are research institutes like CSIR labs or NIPER, I said. So there also the research about pharmacovigilance is ongoing. So there also you can join as a research fellow. Okay. Then also we have government sector related jobs like in Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. There is a program of pharmacovigilance program of India where they are hiring for the pharmacovigilance role. Although right now the hiring in most of the cases is for the contractual basis, but because for India the pharmacovigilance job roles are comparatively new compared to the other countries, but I'm sure after certain period of time, definitely they will hire for the permanent role as well. So similarly for the hospitals, I'm not talking only in India, but apart from the India, in other countries as well. In hospitals, uh, these roles are available because I know a few of my friends who are already working into abroad as a pharmacovigilance associate. And similarly, like I said, for the government sector related, we have the ADR monitoring centers in India available where you can join as a PV associate. Okay. All right. Mm, So the next is what are the different pharmacovigilance roles available in the industry or in other sectors? Okay. So you most of know this role, that is drug safety associate. This is very basic role, or I can say it is an entry level position. So drug safety associate. So the designation vary from company to company. For example, in one company, the role is drug safety associate, or in other it is safety associate or safety associate trainee or pharmacovigilance associate, etc. Okay. And the basic responsibilities in this role is drug safety associate is responsible for ICSR activities related with the case triaging, then data entry of the patient data into safety database. So mostly we use two global database, that is one is Argus and other is RSG. Apart from these also there are other databases available, but these are the two widely used global databases. Similarly, you will perform the case processing, narrative writing, causality and labeling assessment, and regulatory submission. So these are some of the basic responsibilities of drug safety associate. Okay, the next role is quality reviewer or subject matter expert. So once you start your career um, in pharmacovigilance after one or 2 years, or I can say after 2 to 3 years, then the company will automatically can promote you for the next role, that is a quality reviewer, because in case processing also, once the case is completely get processed, then it will go for the quality review. So there you can you can get this role. Okay. Or similarly, if you get a experience of like 3-4 years or 5 years, there you can work as a subject matter experts, where uh, most of the problems or concerns you have to solve. Okay. So responsibility of this role is quality reviewer is responsible for quality check of ICSRs. All right. Okay. The next is pharmacovigilance trainer or mentor. Similarly, once you grow your experience into pharmacovigilance, then you can also get this role, that is a pharmacovigilance trainer and mentor. And your responsibility will be, you have to train the new joinees. Okay. So you have to onboard the employees, the new joinees, then you will take their classroom training or virtual training. So whatever is available as per the company requirement, you will train them so that they will be sign off. They will be independent to do their own work. Okay. Then next role that we have is PVQA or Pharmacovigilance Quality Assurance role, or Quality Assurance Associate we can call. In this role also minimum 2+ years of PV experience is required. And this role is mostly related with the quality and compliance, and also you have to help in the audit and inspection preparation. Okay. The next role is aggregate report writer or medical writer. Okay. Uh, So this role is also called as aggregate report specialist or pharmacovigilance scientist or drug safety scientist. All right. And the main responsibilities of aggregate report writer is to author or contribute in these reports. For example, periodic safety update reports or periodic benefit reports. Similarly, the DSUR, PADR, and ACO. So all these are the important reports. Apart from these reports, also there are other reports where the contribution from aggregate report writer is required. And the one important thing about this role is this role comes under niche skill of pharmacovigilance. So niche skill is nothing but highly demanding skill, where the demand is more in the market, but resources are very limited. Okay. So that skill is called as niche skill. Coming to the next role, that is a signal detection expert. Other role name in other companies can be a signal management expert or pharmacovigilance scientist. And responsibility of signal detection expert is to perform end-to-end activities of signal and risk management. And they mostly retrieve data from these databases like Empirica, WHO Vigibase, FAIRS, that is FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, and EVIDAS, Vigilance Data Analysis System. Okay. So similarly, this role comes under niche skill of pharmacovigilance. All right. Next is benefit risk management expert role. This is also called as BR management analyst or BR management expert. The responsibility of the BR expert is they are responsible for managing benefit risk profile of the product. All right. Also, this is a highly skilled job. And similarly, this also comes under niche skill of pharmacovigilance. Okay. The next job, which is also under a niche skill, is that is for the qualified person responsible for pharmacovigilance. Although there are very few scope in India, but in other countries, QPPV acts as a whole and soul of the pharmacovigilance department. Okay. So other designation could be deputy QPPV or local QPPV. And the main responsibilities of QPPV is he is specifically responsible for establishing and maintaining or managing the pharmaceutical company's PV system. He or she have an overview of safety profile and any emerging safety concerns for the company's drug. He also acts as a single point of contact for health authority, and he is the most responsible, and this is very highly skilled job. Okay. The next role is PV business analyst. This other designation could also known as IT analyst. Eligibility criteria. So IT engineers, and apart from them, if you have this pharmacy degree, you are also eligible. All right. And the main responsibility of PV business analyst is to perform all the backend activities of PV database, PV database maintenance, as well as like any data configuration. So any work that is related with the safety database, like for Argus or ISG. So for all these roles, this PV business analyst is responsible. All right. So any question as of now, or Manoj will take the question at the end? How it is?
We'll take the questions at the end, Yunus.
Fine.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the next important thing is many of you wants to prepare for the pharmacovigilance interview, but many of you don't know how to prepare. Or on a daily basis, I get a ping from people like what to read for the PV interview. Okay. So I will give you some basic things so that it will be easier for you. So the first thing is, see, so I will recommend for every graduate or postgraduate that once, I mean, before you complete your degree, at least 6 months before, you have to analyze and you have to find out like in which field you are going. Okay. So you can discuss with your friends, your seniors, with your colleagues. Okay. And that's how you should decide your areas of interest. So what I can suggest is at least 6 months before, you have to start reading PV if you are really interested to start your career into pharmacovigilance. Second thing is, suppose you are doing any project work or any thesis work uh, for M Pharma and other masters. I'm sure there is a separate 1 year for the project, but in B Pharmacy also, I think we have 3 to 4 months or 6 months of project work. So I will suggest to do your project work in pharmacovigilance, so that because when you do your project in PV, then you will start collecting information from the different sources, and by that way you will already start preparing for the pharmacovigilance. Next thing is talk to your seniors or friends who are already working into PV jobs, right? So when I was when I was analyzing myself, like what I will do after my master's, so that time the same thing I had done. I used to talk to my different friends, different seniors, and after the discussion, then I got to know that I think PV is the best for me. So that way, I mean, you can analyze yourself. Okay, so this is another way, because these are the industry people and they already know like how the job it is. Okay, although it's not 100% true that whatever is whatever is feasible for your friends, it should not be 100% true for yourself, but at least you will get some idea. Enroll into maximum PV webinars. Okay, so this is one of the webinar that we are conducting today. So I'm sure there will be many freshers who are in this session, right? So this way you will also get to know like what is PV. Okay, so this is one of the way. The next is prepare your PV notes while reading so that it will be easier to revise them at the time of interview, right? So whenever you are reading anything about the PV or you are preparing your project, so start taking the notes so that notes will help you at the time of your interview, because at the time of interview you will not get much time, because for fresher generally what's happen is company just 1 or 2 days before they simply send a notification that there will be opening. Okay, So always be ready before the interview. And these short notes will definitely help you at that time. Then you should also prepare for the pharmacology drug classification, like I already discussed, because in 90% of cases, they will ask about pharmacology drug classification. Okay. And similarly, if you are doing any project apart from your pharmacovigilance, okay, so those who get chance to work in pharmacovigilance project, that's very good. But even if you are not able to do your project in PV, so whatever the project work you are doing, you should also be ready with that, because when you put your project work into your CV, then interviewer will definitely ask the question on this, right? Okay, so that is about the freshers. But suppose if you are a PV experience people, PV experience holder, and like 1 or 2 years of experience or 3 experience, whatever the experience you have, and now you would like to switch your company. So what things you should take care? The first thing is prepare all the basics of PV related topics. Okay, so basic means all the basics, like what is pharmacovigilance, what is causality, seriousness. Okay, so all the basic concepts, it should be clear, even though you are experienced. The next thing is, so if you are giving interview in any company, then definitely there is a job description. So if company or HR has not provided job description, then ask for the job description. So they will send a soft copy or whatever is feasible, and you can go through the job description and you will understand like what are the important points, and that important points which we have not prepared, you can prepare. Next thing is, so whenever you are preparing your CV, so always prepare very carefully, because it should not happen like you have put some of the points which you don't know. Okay, so always put only those points which you are already working or which you have some idea about it. All right. Then research about the company you are interviewing. Okay, so suppose you are going to interview for any pharma company, so just um, get some information from internet. Okay, so when the company was established, what kind of the products they are handling, what kind of departments they have. All right. If it's a walk-in interview, then you have an advantage, because see, in walk-in interview, what happens? From my experience, I'm telling you. So let's say there are 50 people who are interviewing. Okay, so uh, like what, like first 10 or 15 people, when they're done with their interview, then we easily got to know that what kind of interviews they are asking. Okay, what kind of questions they are asking in the interview. So that time, the same thing you can prepare. So okay, so that is another way where you can keep your interview ready. All right. Okay, now frequently asked questions about pharmacovigilance, job roles, and career. So freshers as well as experienced people also, they have some questions. So let's see. Okay, what is the initial salary package and work for fresher? So initial salary package, it will be between 2 to 5 lakh or 6 lakh. And again, if you get a chance through campus interview, then again the package will be higher. Okay, but between 2 to 5 lakhs is the average you will get. So 2 is the minimum, because there are some companies also or small organization which pay this much amount. Then the main activities or work for the fresher will be case triage, data entry, or all the case processing related things. The next is, can a person do work from home and at the same time continue with the higher education? So answer is yes. Along with your job, you can go for the higher education. And even there are few of my friends who are doing job as well as they are doing their higher educations. Next is there a specific training or course needed to get into PV? So it is not necessary that you have this certification, but there are couple of companies which ask for the PV certification, and that is also just to filter the people. Okay, so if you want to do this course or any certification, then don't spend thousands and lakhs of rupees. So I will suggest go as low as you can. Okay. Next question is, how does PV responsibilities overlap with the medical writing? See, medical writing is they involve the different departments. For example, medical writing is for protocol writing, or it could be for the aggregate report writing, or it could be for regulatory writing, right? So if we talk about the PV, the medical writing means aggregate report writing. Okay, so medical writing and aggregate report writing, this is the next step of the ICSR processing. Okay, because aggregate report writer, what he do? He just analyze the data which the cases are already processed. So ICSR case processing is already done, and then we perform the uh, analysis of that data. All right. The next question is the work from home option available in PV? If yes, then is it for fresher or experience? Okay. So yes, work from home option is available. Not in all the companies, but mostly in CRO and BPOs, work from home option they are providing. And after COVID, there are many companies which came forward to provide this option. Okay. And there are some CROs and BPOs. They offer the work from home, but preferably for the experienced candidates. And again, this is good because when you are a fresher, then there are many things to take care of. Okay, so when you will be in office, then you can easily solve most of your questions. Okay, but still there are few companies who are offering work from home to freshers as well, but they are very limited companies. The next question is, will automation and artificial intelligence affect the PV opportunities? So answer is yes, it has some impact on ICSR related projects and roles, because ICSR was mostly related with the case processing, and in 90%, 90% of the data, it will be automatically we get from the AI. Okay, so yes, it has some impact on ICSR role, but there is very little impact on aggregate report writing, signal and risk management, because in aggregate reporting, signal and risk management, manual intervention is required. Okay. Next question is, there have been many layoffs in PV. Okay, so I think most of you should have this question, and many of people also contact me like there has been a layoffs ongoing. So whether they should join pharmacovigilance or not, or if you are experienced, then they will ask like how to avoid this kind of layoffs and thing. So see, so my thought on this is company generally don't do the layoffs if everything is going well. Okay, so these are some of the possible reasons where layoffs can happen. For example, project closure. So you all of you know, at the time of COVID, uh, there were many COVID cases were coming, and that's why many companies, including pharma companies, biopharmaceutical companies, CROs, and BPOs, they started hiring like anything. Okay, so that way, I mean, initially they got the job, but what happened as and when the COVID cases get reduced, uh, so their work was also limited, right? And that's why they have started laying off the people. Uh, Although it's not 100% layoff, because they have also retained some of the employees. But the thing is, the challenge is for companies as well, because they cannot accommodate to each and every person, right? Because they have limitations on budget and project requirement and all. Okay. Another possible reason could be when company is in loss. So like I said, in COVID, they have hired 500 people, and now there is a job of only 200 people. So what will do with the remaining 300 employees? Okay. So that is another reason. And the third reason could be poor employee performance. So in every company, there is a program called performance improvement program. So when any employee is not performing well, so directly they will not lay off, but initially they will keep that person into this PIP program, and they will again provide training and related things. And but after training also, if the employee is not improving well, then that time they start laying off. But I think this is a common thing, and even companies also helpless in this thing. Okay. Again, most of the layoffs in ICSR projects were happen in pharmacovigilance. This is because the first thing is automation. Okay, because of the automation, uh, the work is reduced, and other thing is the COVID cases. Like I said, just one of the example where there were no cases, so that's why they started laying off the people. But there was very little impact in higher roles like aggregate, signal, and risk related roles, because like I said, there was manual intervention required. So for those who are already into PV, so I will suggest to try to get into these niche roles, even though I'm sure for all the 100% people it's not possible, but you can try from your end, right? What are the signs and warning of getting layoffs? Okay, so see, suppose you are working in any project, and suddenly your workload get reduced. For example, initially you are processing 10 cases in a day, and then you got 5, then 2, and then suddenly there is no case. And this is happening like for 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So when this thing starts, then what you have to do is you have to talk to your manager and just get the information like what is happening, because uh, even though the manager will not tell each and everything, but after discussion some clue you can get, okay, after discussion. So suppose you get an idea that, I mean, there could be a possible layoffs, then you can start for the searching the jobs simultaneously. Okay, don't wait for the till the last minute that my company will absorb me into some other projects. Okay, if they are giving assurity, that's fine. Otherwise please be ready for this. And again, the thing is, I mean, these layoffs are a common thing nowadays, because it's not only happening in PV only, but in all the pharma sectors, and not only in pharma, but you also know the layoffs happening in um, Twitter, Meta, Google. So these are companies are also not left. So, so these are common thing nowadays, because I mean, it is companies' policy and their requirements as well. Okay. Now, how to be ready to face the layoffs? Okay, and what to do after the layoffs? Okay, see, like I said, this point I already covered, like how to be ready to face the layoffs. So you have to just check what are the signs and warnings. Like I said, the workload is reduced, or you are doing some other job or some ad hoc jobs which are not under your scope. Okay, so that could be the sign. And let's say suppose you get layoff, so there is no need to get panic, because if you are experience holder, at least 1 or 2 experience, that I think is sufficient, because there are a lot of job openings across the industries. So what you have to do is be ready with the interview and all your basic things, because it should not happen like you got the opportunity and you miss because you were not ready for the interview. Okay, and another thing that I can say is at least be financially ready for 3 to 6 months. Suppose in worst case scenario you get laid off uh, in any company, and for the next 3 to 6 months you have to search any job. So at least for that time period you should be financially stable, because many of us are the people like whom the family is entirely dependent on. So that is one of the things that I can say. But don't get panic, it's completely fine, because there are job openings also across all the sectors in PV. And the best way to try your job is LinkedIn and Naukri.com. So whenever anyone asks me what are the best or preferable sources where we can search for the job, the first is LinkedIn and other is Naukri.com. So what you have to do is just complete your profile 100%, including your profile picture, your all the skills and everything. And I'm 100% sure that in 1 or 2 months or maximum 3 months, you will easily get a job. So these are some important resources from where you can learn about pharmacovigilance. Okay, so here you can see there is one website called Uppsala Monitoring Center, and this is the link for the same. You will get a lot of material on this site. Similarly, this is another important website, and from where I have prepared myself for all the interviews. So this is from European Medicine Agency. Okay, and same PV training material is also available on EMA website. So just check out these options. You will get a lot of material. I mean, you will get tired after reading all the material. So there is hundreds and thousands of articles and PDFs are available, and that are all are free. You can easily download all those materials from there. Then ICH. So if you are if you go to this website, then from E2A to E2F guidelines are there in the efficacy section, and from there you can also download all these materials and you can start reading. Now, there is also one site that is CMDH. Just follow this link and you will get all the information about signal and risk related information. Similarly, if you want to know the MEDRA, and if you want to also join the there are a number of free sessions happening from the Medra team, so you can join these sessions as well. So I think that's all from my end, Manoj.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Yunus. That was so crisp and nice presentation with almost every information covered. And I'm sure this will be like an asset for all the PV, interested professionals who are looking forward to plan or start their career in PV, and also for those who want to learn more about PV and different kind of opportunities PV offers, different kind of cadre or the job cadres they have in PV. So thank you so much, Yunus, for that. And now we'll have questions. So questions, as usual, there is a rule. The rule is you have to raise your virtual hand if you want to ask questions, and otherwise you can put in the chat box. Okay. And don't worry, the recording of this entire presentation will be given to you. And if you are part of my Telegram group, you will be getting there, or on LinkedIn also I'll be sharing. So don't worry about this. Keep watching as number of times you want. Keep learning, because as you grow, in whatever ways you are doing, learning should not stop. Never ever stop your learning, because that is something which should be continued forever. Even after 10 years in PV, is still learning. 15 years in medical writing, I'm still learning. I never consider myself as an expert in this domain. We don't, right? So thank you so much. We'll take up questions. Yunus, you may please stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
And so John D'Souza, Dr. John, please ask your question. You may also switch on the video if you want to. If you're comfortable, no problem. It's perfectly fine otherwise.
Sure, I will switch on and see video. Actually, yeah, not in a very great. Yeah, not in a very best condition, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. So first of all, I have to really thank Dr. Yunus. It was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. Very crisp and very informative and to the point, which was very nice. Thank you so much, Dr. Manoj, for hosting also Dr. Yunus. So, that's my, yeah. And I have two questions for you. First is, signal management. Now, signal management, I know it's traditionally being done. That's what I've heard and that's what I've experienced, is only people who are like in traditional medicine who have the capacity to do it. But what do you think? I mean, because, I love signal management and I want to proceed also in this area a lot more. So do you think that people who are not into traditional medicine still can do signal management? Is there a possibility? And second is, my question is that how does PV and regulatory writing, and you said aggregate reporting and all that, but I've seen regulatory writing is so much in demand, and compared to, I don't know, I mean, don't want to say this because that's being too biased, but I feel, what do you think, when you come to people who want to pick up one of these two options and who are at a junction where they can do both, but they don't want to know where to go. So what is your take in that, and in terms of being more in demand, more in experience, or even if people have some responsibilities back home and they want to make sure that they can make ends meet. So what do you think? So these are my, I hope I'm not as crisp as you are, but I hope you understood the gist.
Okay, so I think the first question is, apart from the traditional medicine, other professionals can join signal management or not? Yeah, that is your first question, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the answer is yes. So it again depends upon the requirement. Suppose if any company wants only the people from medicine, traditional medicine, in that case they only need those people. But I know there are a lot of companies where if you have experience and if you are from a pharmacy or life science industry, but you have experience into signal management, then definitely you are also eligible for those roles.
Okay.
That is the first part. And the second question was, I mean, can you please brief it once? The second question, please.
No, I mean, I just want to be a bit more diplomatic. But the thing is, how much does, you said like you can do aggregate reporting as a PV writer. But when it comes to like actually getting out in the world and finding job opportunities and all, do you think like people in regulatory writing who have a broad scale knowledge of doing protocols, investigative brochures and all that, they are like, they weigh more than these people or what? I mean, so what
Actually,
is.
these are two totally different fields. So we cannot say that this is better and this is not. So, but like protocol writer or CSR writer, you can say. Similarly, the aggregate report writer. So all this comes under medical writing. Or
Mhm.
similarly, the regulatory writer. These are also comes under medical writing part. But see, it depends upon, like I said, the company's requirement. Let's say there is a new project, okay, and the company needs people from the core experience. Let's say they need only the core experience candidates in aggregate reports, and the thing is they are not getting people. So what they will do in that case is they will also try to find the other medical writers, let's say from the CSR writer or from the regulatory writer, because this is somewhat relevant to the medical writing part. Or sometimes like the ICSR processor. So they can also look into for the ICSR processor, because at least they have some basics of the pharmacovigilance. So I'm not saying that in 100% cases they will consider for these roles, but it depends upon the client requirement or company requirement, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. John, and thank you, Yunus, for us answering that. I'll add one point here, especially for all of us who are trying to shift from one department to another or one career path to another path. It is good idea to shift within the company. So if you are, let's say, if I'm working in TCS, if I'm working in pharmacovigilance, and I want to shift to medical writing, I should rather try in TCS itself than trying in other companies, because TCS knows me as my profile is, they have given me project and they know my caliber. And if I want to try in a different field in another company, then most likely I'll be considered as a fresher, right? So always, if you want to switch careers, try to switch within the company. And if you want to be considered as a fresher, then you can try in other companies. Okay, I hope I added some point there.
I totally agree with Manoj, because it's easy to get into the different role within the same company because you have some background and they trust you. The company trust you. So
Absolutely.
so that is the thing. And in the another company, it will be comparatively little bit difficult.
Difficult, yes. So thank you so much, Dr. John and Yunus. Thank you. So Sanya, you can ask the question. If you want, you can also switch on the video. Sanya. Sanya, you can unmute and ask the question. You have the question in the chat box. Okay. So the question is starting career after 3-4 years of post-graduation and these candidates. Okay. So her question, I didn't understand the question, but looks like, after 3-4 years of post-graduation, if you want to start your career in pharmacovigilance, can you start? Is that the question, Sanya?
So is there a gap of 3-4 years, or that 3-4 years experience is something different? I mean, what is exactly that?
Yeah, that is what I didn't understand. But, looks like, in many cases I have seen that, especially for ladies in pharmacy, they do post-graduation, they get married and then they take a break, from any kind of career. They have not started their career basically. And then after 4 years or 3 years, they try to get into the domain, right? So they'll be mostly considered as a fresher, but then because they don't have any experience after degree, so will they be considered in PV is what?
Okay. So I will talk about the general part first. So see, after graduation or post-graduation, if there is a gap of 2 years or more, so most of the companies do not consider this gap, because the ideal gap they can consider is 2 years or below than 2 years. Okay. But still, there are few companies, I mean, I will not take particular name, but yes, definitely you have to keep trying. Okay, that is the only way that we have, because 3-4 years of experience means it's a huge experience, huge gap. So, but ideally they consider the gap period of 2 years or less than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Actually, I was speaking to one HR from Hyderabad today. Again, I don't want to name the company. And she almost pointed the same points here. She said, okay, we do not want to offer any kind of work from home options. But if the candidate is ready to relocate to Hyderabad, then yes, we might consider that candidate and we might consider that 1 or 2 years of gap and hire her. Okay, so I hope we answered that. Preetham, you're next. Go on.
Hi Yunus and hi Manoj,
Good to see
and
you, Preetham.
yeah. So I'm a little bit of a miss way, so I just understood. So Yunus, it's a very good presentation. Just to add to your whole portfolio, I think you already know this. Especially when you are in an entry level job, data analyst is also a part. Wherein
Right,
you
right.
are a data analyst, you was a data analyst too. So that is one part. In terms of, just so this is the point addition, in terms of your uh, periodic reporting or something like that. It's not only periodic reporting. If it is periodic reporting, it is also along with RMP too. So RMP is also comes under the BR reporting
Yeah,
or periodic reporting. That is also comes under the same picture. As that is already discussed, medical writing and aggregate report writing, although companies do use the terminology in a very synonymous manner, but it is two different sectors. Second, and apart from whatever possibilities you have said, those are awesome. There are another possibilities is database management, safety database management. Also, although it is IT related role, but sometimes people do take people from ICSRs in signals. Definitely, people encourages to have signal experience, but ICSR is a because ICSR is a first priority on anything we
Mhm.
do in pharmacovigilance.
Right, right.
And as you correctly mentioned, we need to understand English first. English is very important because just to give a background of ICSR, in ICSR, whatever database entry we are doing, it is okay. But the main thing which goes into higher levels, which is aggregate or ILP or any other document, is the summary part or what was that called as summary or whatever summary part, whatever the whole case related parameter
Narrative,
we write, no narrative,
narrative.
yeah. So narrative goes directly in our PSUR. So it's better to write a narrative in a very cohesive manner and a very constrained manner. Analysis, when it is very big data, it is very difficult to analyze. We have
Right.
all faced this. So it is difficult to analyze, but you need to be you need to have proper attention to detail. You need to have proper understanding. You need to analyze whatever source documents you have. So those things. Apart from all other things, there are another domain which I work in is agreements.
Yeah,
Agreements
yeah,
I work in.
exactly.
Agreements is also a part wherein you have to develop, because although you have mentioned it's about business, but yeah, agreement also pharmacovigilance agreements come into picture.
Yes,
So
yes,
those things,
totally agree.
yeah, so those things are there. And one more thing, the guys who are trying to get into pharmacovigilance, I will give you a tidbit. As Yunus told, correctly mentioned, don't write anything, because I have taken, I'm taking on the interview or perspective. Please don't write anything and everything in your CV. You are, as already Manoj has already mentioned in the all parameters, don't write everything and anything in your CV. If you write pharmacovigilance, please be well versed with the things you are writing in your CV. You are writing, I'm interested in pharmacovigilance. And then when interviewer is asking to define what pharmacovigilance is, you are fumbling. So please, if you write pharmacovigilance, that is very good. That's why you are sitting in front of the interview board. But if you cannot state the pharmacovigilance or explain pharmacovigilance, it's really difficult to get into something which you want, right? So just a suggestion to the newbies who will definitely become some good professionals of our domain. Please don't write anything. Please don't overburden your CV with lot of things. This thing. Secondly, there are, apart from whatever Yunus has said, there are a lot of courses in the market which you can get free. As Yunus correctly mentioned, there's a causality course which you want to understand. If you want to understand causality assessment, Uppsala Monitoring Center gives a free course on causality. So you can go and do that. You will understand and try to step into this causality assessment. You have various courses in PV2. There is a lot of portals. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I can give you the options. So that way you can go. I am not telling you to do any paid courses. I am only encouraging you to do free courses. Whatever free courses I will help you with that to understand PV. So
Yeah.
those things are very good. So that's why I wanted to add. I'm very thankful to Manoj and Yunus. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Preetham, for those points. And we all love all of you to connect with us, and then we can help you in whatever ways we want. That was the summary of Preetham's points. And of course, Preetham is there to help us. Yunus is there to help us, and all of us are there to help each other. So in case you want to connect, definitely the LinkedIn links of all of us will be sent to you. So do connect with Yunus and Preetham, and then take whatever help you can from them. Okay. So thank you, Preetham, and we'll take up some more. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Preetham.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. And we'll take question from Chandan. Chandan, you can ask the question. Chandana, sorry. Chandana Babu.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello, sir.
Chandana. Go on. Yes.
Hello, sir. I'm Chandana Babu. I'd like to ask questions like, can we get a free internship as a student in any companies?
Yunus, you want to take
Okay,
that?
yeah. So see,
Being a
as-
student.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
so as far as internship is concerned, so there are very less companies, or I will say I did not heard much about the internship in pharmacovigilance. Hardly there will be one or two companies, I think, which have this concept of internship in PV. Apart from that, I do not have much information on that.
Yeah.
So what are the companies least we can get a free internship, sir?
Yunus has already given in the presentation, so the recording will be available on YouTube. You can check the links.
Sir, last time we have attended on conference like pharmacovigilance and research outcomes in NITE, sir. As Zenith explained about the internship programs in the for the PharmD students and the MPharm students also. Is there other companies can also get internships, sir? Like
Yunus, you want to add that?
No, Manoj, actually, I do not have much information on internship. Yeah.
Okay, so Chandana, for you, Uppsala or WHO Center, they offer some internships. There are some free courses available on Coursera and Udemy. Also, you can try. There is one course from Swayam, it's Government of India portal. There are 1,200 plus courses which are completely free. You can get a certificate from that, and you can use it. But my suggestion is, if you really want to get a certificate, please brush up your learning rather than just focusing on the certificate. I have already put in the chat box. We have seen people who have done, number of certifications, 3, 4, 5. They have all the certificates to showcase. But when it comes to facing the interview, they can't even answer the basic questions. So don't focus on the number of internships, and please don't focus on just the free one, right? Would you go and work for somebody for free? No, right? So there is money involved everywhere. So once you start respecting paying for some of the courses, then you also realize the importance of that money, and then money naturally starts flowing to you. So never ever just expect everything for free. That's my suggestion. And that's in the pharmacy mentality. We always expect things for free. Let's not do that from now on. At least start paying for the effort people are putting, and start getting that knowledge and information, because when you pay, you have the respect and you also value it, right? So thank you, Chandana, and thank you, Yunus, for those value additions, and I hope we could answer some questions there. Nikhil, you are next. Go on. Nikhil. Okay. So Rahul, you are next. Go on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Rahul.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have completed my B Pharmacy in 2022 this year, and after the graduation, I completed my postgraduate diploma in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. And currently, daily I apply to many companies and as a job-related job role, but no response come from the company. Sir, so why
Okay.
someone reference is needed to get a job?
Okay. So I will say, I mean, reference is not mandatory in all the cases. See,
Absolutely.
like I said, for PV job, there are a lot of walk-in interview happens. Okay. So directly you can go with your CV. Okay. So there are different ways of applying for a job. Other way could be like apart from the walk-in interview, there could be you can check your LinkedIn. Okay. So for that, you have to be active on LinkedIn at least.
Absolutely.
And similarly, you can keep your profile 100% ready on LinkedIn as well as Naukri.com. Okay. See, I will for Naukri.com, I will say keep your profile ready with profile picture, with all the necessary skills, your graduation, pass out year, and everything. And keep updating your profile on every 2 days, at least 2 or 3 days. So that what will happen if you constantly update your profile, it gives an indication to the recruiter that you are actually looking for the job. Let's say I'm updating my profile for every 2 to 3 days, and you are the person who has last updated in 1 month before. So definitely it indicates that I am actually looking for my job. Okay, so that's why I will encourage to update your profile on LinkedIn and Naukri.com, and these are the best platforms for any kind of jobs. Okay.
Absolutely.
And other way could also be you can visit the company career page, and there you can upload your CV, or you can check out all the openings, and there you can apply. Apart from that, you can also call to the HR. What I used to do that time is, see, I mean, you can go to the contact us page in your company, I mean, any company page, you will get the contact us information. So call to that number, so that call will go to the reception. So out of 10 calls, 8 calls will be not responded. That's I'm 100% sure. But let's say now you have a call with the reception, and they will ask about the concern. Then you can say that I want to connect with the HR. So they will ask, this is regarding, or what is the reason? So you can say this is regarding the job opening. Okay. So that person may connect to the HR, and now you can connect with the HR and you can brief about yourself, not in detail, but like I will say myself, Yunus, and I'm a Pharm graduate. I recently passed out, and I'm looking for a job in your company. So is there any suitable opening for me? So if there is opening, then definitely that HR will say that send your CV on this email ID, or apply through this portal, and whatever may be the feasible way. So the same way I got my first job. So I used to call on every 10 to 15 companies every day. And I had made one separate diary with company and contact number. So it's the same way I followed. And the same way I got, I mean, I had called HR, and called HR asked me like, can you come for the interview in the next 2 to 3 hours? I mean, like 11 a.m. in the morning, something like that. I called, and she asked me to come for the interview at 1 o'clock. So I was ready for everything with my CV, with my formal dress and everything. So that way I was ready, and I was staying not nearby, but 1.5 year distance was there, but that was easily possible. And that way I went to the interview, then the first interview done, then second round, third round. So that way I got my first job. So there are different possibilities. So you have to explore all these ways. Okay, you cannot say that on internet you have seen this HR email address, you have sent email, you have sent your CV, and you are not getting response, because HR is getting thousands and hundreds of CVs on a day-to-day basis. So it is not possible for them also to reply. So it takes time. So you have to keep applying in all the possible ways. I hope I answer your question.
Absolutely, absolutely, Yunus. That was wonderfully explained, and I think this can be itself, how to search job strategy, right? This itself can go as a video, and I'm sure I'll try to create one short video and share with all of you. Definitely, that was a good point. And many of our pharmacy professionals, they feel that they have already created a LinkedIn profile and they should start getting jobs now. It does not work that way. All these platforms, like, they are made in such a way that you have to be active on those platforms. LinkedIn wants you to stay on LinkedIn. YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube. Facebook wants you to stay on Facebook, right? So the more time you spend on these platforms, the more value the platform gives to you, right? You have to keep updating your profile, keep networking with people, and keep connecting with people. Don't share your profile just like that in public and start expecting job interview calls from them. It doesn't happen that way. And when the recruiter searches your profile, only the active profiles are shown in them. You can watch out, a lot of videos are there. I have also done 2 separate webinars only on LinkedIn to cover all these aspects. Do watch them and then keep learning and keep updating yourself. Thank you so much, Yunus, and thank you, Rahul, for asking that question, because the question, only if you ask questions, we'll be able to provide responses and answers. Thank you. Gaurav, you are next. Go on. Gaurav Sen.
Hello,
Yes, Gaurav.
sir. I
Hi,
am
Gaurav.
audible.
Yes, loud and clear. Go on.
Hi, sir. Hi. Thank you so much. Sir, I have a question that is there any chance IQVIA hire freshers from M-Pharm in specialization in pharmaceutics? And also, if yes, give information about the roles in which I can apply as a fresher.
Okay, so I will talk in general, not only
Experience in
IQVIA.
India.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So see, so in general, I mean, it's not mandatory that you should have M-Pharm in pharmacology or clinical pharmacy. It's not like that. If you have B Pharmacy degree, plain degree, or if you have M-Pharm in any subjects, you are eligible for the PV role. So my M-Pharma is in medicinal chemistry, but still I'm working in pharmacovigilance. So don't worry about that. Okay. But only the thing is you should have that necessary skill, which I discuss in our slides, right?
Absolutely. And you can try with different career pages of the companies. And as rightly said by Yunus, your degree does not define your job profile. It gives you an entry point to the opportunities, right? So let's say, for example, in my case, I did M.Pharm in pharmacognosy. Now, pharmacognosy and medical writing is nowhere related, right? So if you say, okay, pharmacology, it is fine. For clinical pharmacy, it is fine. But pharmacognosy and medical writing, nowhere they're related. But still, 15 years I've spent in this domain, and it's wonderful. So thank you so much. Nikhil, you are next. Go on.
Hello.
Yes, Nikhil.
Hi, Nikhil.
There are my 2 questions. One is any age limit are applicable for pharma jobs? And second is I am completed my BPharm and currently I am pursuing MBA Pharma Management. So any part-time job or part-time work are available online for MBA student? These are my 2 questions.
I did not understand his first question, Manoj. Can you repeat it?
Nikhil, can you please repeat your first question?
Yeah. First question is some age limit are applicable for specific jobs in pharma sector. Age limit.
Yeah.
This is my question. For applying any job.
No, I don't think so. There is no such thing.
Majority of the companies, they don't have any age limits, but some of the companies that have recently, they've started, some of them, yes, of course, I don't want to name, they have started giving this age as a number there. And the second question was, he's doing his MBA. Will he get some part-time opportunities to work?
Pharma MBA part-time opportunities, I don't think we have such kind of jobs, at least in India. So I don't think so, or maybe I do not have information on that.
Yeah, maybe for Nikhil, I have a suggestion. You can connect with the nearest pharmaceutical marketing company in your area, and help them in their product promotion and medical marketing stuffs. They look for people with MBA background and also pharmaceutical knowledge to understand how the products can be promoted. And with your, maybe you can work with them as a consultant. There are many companies who are looking for such roles. So you can try in some company which is close to your place, wherever you are based out right now. You can connect with those companies and you can give it a try. If you want, you can connect with me and I'll see if I can connect with some companies. Okay. So thank you so much for that. Yeah. And we'll take, Yunus, you have some time. We'll take some more questions. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. So some questions. There is one question from Mohammed Mudassir. He says, I am in B Pharm final year and I want to do internship in PV. Could you please suggest any internships in PV? So I think we already answered.
Yeah.
So we have already answered that, and there are a lot of resources Yunus has shared on that this point. Yeah. So there is another question from Nikhil. I have already covered. Jolly. Okay, so there is one question from Jolly. I have completed my MSc in biotechnology. I have 6 years of experience in microbiological field. I have completed my certification course in pharmacovigilance. Currently, what are the opportunities for me?
Okay, so as far as PV is concerned, so you have 6 years of experience, so it will be difficult for you to get into PV. Because see, what was happening initially when there was a boom of PV jobs. Okay, so still the jobs are more. I'm not saying that, but when like 5 to 8 years before, okay, that time what company used to do, even if you have any experience, let's say in microbiology or any production experience, any quality control, quality assurance experience, any of the experience they were considering, because they were not getting the relevant people. Okay, like I mean, they were not getting the core experience candidate in PV.
Yeah.
So that was the scenario that time. But now it's completely changed because there are a lot of people who are more inclined to the PV. So, and they are easily getting the employees through the walk-in interview and through different ways. So for you, it will be little difficult in PV, but definitely you can try in your area that I can suggest.
Absolutely. That's the best thing we can do. We can just give a try, and obviously there will be opportunities for us. With your experience, why you want to shift into PV? I don't understand. Maybe with your current experience, you could try in your own field. That will give you more weightage. That will definitely count your experience as well. So that is what we would suggest. And if you want to try in PV, then most likely you will be considered as a fresher, and definitely you don't want to do that, right? You don't want that to happen. It's perfect. So thank you for asking that question, Jolie. We hope we could answer. Next question is from Chandana. What are the job opportunities in pharmacovigilance in the foreign countries? Yunus.
So see, in foreign countries, definitely, if you want to move to other countries, you have to first gain experience in India itself first. So at least 2 to 3 experience is required. Okay, and if you try as a fresher in other countries, then it will be very, very difficult. So at least if you can get like 2 to 3 years experience, and that too in all the fields, not only related with the ICSR projects, but in all the different domains that we covered. So if you have that experience, then you can try for that. So there are many of my friends who are working in Canada and UAE and other countries, but they were having the previous experience in Indian companies.
Yeah, and I would like to add few points here. Post-COVID, a lot of things have changed. So now foreign companies, foreign countries, they want people from their own country. That's number one priority for them. The number two is, if you are getting some kind of education from those countries, then you can be preferred. But for that, you have to be exceptional. Now, choice is totally yours, right? So I know a lot of people who have gone for higher education in UK, Canada, Australia, US, and other countries. And they had to struggle a lot initially, but then definitely with their hard work, with their consistency, they got good profiles and they're like doing really well. And they suggested that if you want to come to those countries, try with the education route. So you have to go in for, let's say you are doing B Pharm in India, try to go for masters in those countries. And once you are doing masters, you will know what kind of opportunities exist for you. And then definitely you can try one of those and get settled there. So that is the easiest route. Many companies, they don't consider the Indian experience as such in those companies and the countries. So that could not happen, especially post-COVID. Pre-COVID, the situation was different. They used to prefer Indians, but post-COVID, a lot of changes have happened. So, if you are going for any such countries or companies, please do your homework, understand the profile, connect with your alumni, connect with people on LinkedIn, and then only you should decide. Don't just fall in trap with these agencies or consultancies. And we know a lot of issues have happened, so obviously we don't want to name anyone here, but then many agencies, many consultancies, they have taken lakhs of rupees and then finally they have not done anything, right? So don't fall in trap of such things. Do your homework properly, go for the actual websites of the government agencies from those countries, and go only for the enlisted agencies only. Okay. So thank you, Yunus, and thank you for asking that question. Next question is from Varshini. She says, I have observed that many opportunities related to walk-ins are fake. How can we find active walk-in opportunities which are genuine?
So you can connect with your colleagues or your seniors.
Yeah.
Let's say, suppose you are trying for a TCS, and if you know any person who is already working there, then you can contact him. So that is the best way,
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. So thank you, Yunus, and thank you everyone for your time. That was the last question. We'll not take any more questions for today. We are already overshot 21 minutes. I had told Yunus that will take 1 hour. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Yunus, for all the value additions you have given. And thank you everyone for your time. Many of you are watching us on YouTube and some of you are on Zoom as well. This recording will be available to you on my YouTube channel, and all of you who have registered, you'll be getting the email also from me with the recording copy and with the LinkedIn profile link of Preetham and Yunus. So everyone who comes live and who wants to talk, I'll send the LinkedIn profile of them. So next time, if you want your LinkedIn profile to be shared, you have to come live and talk here. Okay. So stay connected and keep learning. Next week, again, we'll have some more learning sessions in some domain of pharmaceutical careers. My objective is very simple: to create awareness, because I feel, and we feel collectively with Yunus, I feel that both of us feel that having awareness is more important. And once we are aware of the different things that exist, we are not the same person, right? So there are a lot of people who keep blaming pharmacy as a career, pharmacy as a profession. We are not we do not belong to that group which blames pharmacy. We are here to just bring about some change, to create some kind of awareness. Even if we are able to change 1 or 2 lives through our sessions, we feel really proud about it. Okay. So stay connected. And if you have got some value from this session, please connect with Yunus and stay connected. Keep connecting with me as well. No problem if you want to. If you don't want, that's perfectly fine. But stay connected and keep learning. If you found any value, you share this video to others also so that they learn. And if they learn, definitely, I'm sure they'll decide better for their career. And the whole objective of doing this session is to help you decide your career better. And so that you do not join any job with chance, but with choice, right? My objective is to help you join jobs with choice. And this will happen only if you know the different opportunities that exist in the pharmaceutical market, not just in India, but also abroad. So thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you so much.
Yunus.
It was my pleasure to talk with all your
My
audience.
pleasure as well. Any final words for the freshers who are looking for opportunities here?
Yeah, so for freshers, I will say, don't get frustrated. So keep applying, keep trying. Finding any new job, whether it may be for fresher or experience, it will definitely take some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only way or the only thing that we have in our control is keep trying. That is the only mantra to get success.
Absolutely.
And thanks, Manoj, for taking such informative sessions. And
My pleasure.
I'm sure definitely there are a lot of students and experienced professionals who are getting benefit out of all these sessions. So keep continuing the same, and
I'll do
hope
that.
today's
Please.
session was helpful for
Yeah,
all
definitely. It was definitely helpful, especially the different career ladder that you suggested, the different profiles, their roles you suggested, that was definitely helpful. We had done another session, past session, that was from Dharmpal. He is a very good friend of mine. He spoke on different terms and terminologies and the different career opportunities. The recording is available. That went for almost 2 hours. So it's if somebody wants to recap the basics of pharmacovigilance, then I would suggest that video, for all of you. He has covered all the basic terms and terminologies that go in pharmacovigilance, and also a wide range of opportunities that get into pharmacovigilance. Some 30 plus opportunities he suggested at that point of time. So if you are looking for that, then please visit my YouTube channel and you can find that video there. And all the recordings of last 1.5 years are on my YouTube channel. So the objective is not to keep everything on my PC and just let it be there. The objective is to share this knowledge to as much as possible to all the people around us. And to some extent, I'm successful with all your support. So thank you so much, Yunus. And if you find, thank you. Wish you all a wonderful weekend. If you want to connect with any of us, please do ping us on LinkedIn. And all of you who registered and joined on Zoom, you'll be getting an email with the details of LinkedIn profile link of Yunus and Pritham also. So thank you, and stay connected. We'll meet again next Saturday at 2 p.m. for some more learning. So stay tuned and keep learning and make difference in the domain. Thank you.
Thanks, Manoj. Bye.
Thank you, Yunus. With your permission, can I close the session?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, please.
Perfect. So thank you everyone for your time. All of you who are watching us on YouTube and on Zoom. Let's meet again next week for some more learnings. Thank you so much.